The other semifinal funny car match is between Tom Anderson and Gary Bergen. And until just moments ago, the Tom Anderson crew, including Anderson himself, was completing a major engine overhaul and change. In fact, there goes a new cylinder head right onto the thing. Anderson very, very much involved in the work himself, and it makes you wonder, Jim, as he comes to the line, how can his concentration be 100% after he's just worked that hard on the car?
Things have gone well for him, though, in earlier rounds. Anderson is the leading qualifier in this division at 238+ miles per hour. Interesting that the men considered the two biggest bankrolls in the division, Kenny Bernstein and Don Prudhomme, were both eliminated in earlier rounds. Now there's the start. Bergen on the left, Anderson on the right, and it is going to be Tom Anderson who holds the edge all the way down the track. So Anderson, the leading qualifier, will move into the final against Frank Hawley. We'll take another look at the start, and it is fascinating to reflect that this engine, which won the run for Tom Anderson and has put him into the final, was just moments ago in pieces in his pit.
Pretty exciting stuff. You had an engine change. You got it together in time to win a very, very close race. How do you feel?
I feel great. I feel good because the car performed like it should. Even with the engine change and everything, it's tough, but we done it.
It's amazing to me to see an engine that far apart and back together in time to do what you just did.
We got a good crew.
A little while ago, Sam Posey was able to ask Frank Hawley about his mental preparation for the final, the 6 seconds or less in which he becomes a champion or a runner-up.
I usually feel pretty relaxed in the car, and for something particular like this final round, I'll have to make a concerted effort to fire myself up for it.
So we'll see now if Hawley has been able to fire himself up to the necessary level. That is Hawley in the brown car and Tom Anderson in the yellow and white.
Hawley and his whole team have an approach of consistency. Every run they lay down is almost the same. And what it means is that their competitors, Jim, sometimes feel they have to almost overreach themselves in order to beat Hawley. The pressure is more on the competitor than on Hawley.
Anderson gets the jump at the start, but now they seem to be even in the middle of the track, and Frank Hawley pulls away to win at the end. So Frank Hawley, who had been the #2 qualifier in the division, beats the #1 qualifier, Tom Anderson, to win the race.
Well, one of the appeals of drag racing is the unequivocal winning and losing, especially in a complicated world like ours. But in this race, there's a real seesaw battle that gives great excitement as Anderson gets the start, but now Hawley comes on in the middle part of the run and literally powers past him. Frank Hawley, the winner, and by a very, very small margin. Frank, it was no, it sure wasn't. How did the run go for you?
I think it run about as good as it's run all day. I don't know exactly what it run. I saw that yellow and white car for a long time, and then down near the end, his car hasn't been falling off, but we just kind of snuck around him.
Tom, come in here. Tom Anderson, it was an awfully close match you two guys just gave us.
Sure was.
What was your version of how it ended? It was awfully close there.
Well, what happened was we've been hurting this engine all day, okay? And I richened it up a little bit too much, and when we got down towards the end, he just outpowered me.
Thank you. You richened it just enough.
Just enough.